Episode number 228. 300 livres. Then put down 300 livres, said the procurator's wife, with a sigh. Porthos smiled. It may be remembered that he had the saddle, which came from Buckingham. These 300 livres he reckoned upon putting snugly into his pocket. Then, continued he, there is a house for my lackey, and my valets. As to my arms, it is useless to trouble you about them, I have them. A house for your lackey, resumed the procurator's wife, hesitatingly. But that is doing things in lordly style, my friend. Ah, madame, said Porthos, haughtily. Do you take me for a beggar? No, I only thought that a pretty mule makes sometimes as good an appearance as a horse, and it seemed to me that by getting a pretty mule for Mousqueton. Well, agreed for a pretty mule, said Porthos. You are right, I have seen very great Spanish nobles, whose whole suite were mounted on mules. But then you understand, Madame Coquenard, a mule with feathers and bells. Be satisfied, said the procurator's wife. There remains the valets, added Porthos. Oh, don't let that disturb you, cried Mimi. Coquenard. My husband has 5 or 6 valets, you shall choose the best. There is one in particular, which he prefers in his journeys, large enough to hold all the world. Your valet is then empty? Asked Porthos, with simplicity. Certainly it is empty, replied the procurator's wife, in real innocence. Ah, but the valet I want, cried Porthos, is a well-filled one, my dear. Madame uttered fresh sighs. Molly had not written his scene in Elle avait, then. MME. Coquenard was in the dilemma of a pagan. Finally, the rest of the equipment was successively debated in the same manner, and the result of the sitting was that the procurator's wife should give 800 livres in money, and should furnish the horse and the mule, which should have the honor of carrying Porthos and Mousqueton to glory. These conditions being agreed to, Porthos took leave of MME. Coquenard. The latter wished to detain him by darting certain tender glances, but Porthos urged the commands of duty, and the procurator's wife was obliged to give place to the king. The musketeer returned home hungry, and in bad humor. 33 Soubrette and Mistress. Meantime, as we have said, despite the cries of his conscience, and the wise counsels of Athos, D'Artagnan became ali more in love with Milady. Thus he never failed to pay his due court, and the self-satisfied Gascon was convinced that sooner or later she could not fail to respond. One day, when he arrived with his head in the air, and as light at heart as a man who awaits a shower of gold, he found the soubrette under the gateway of the hotel, but this time the pretty kitty was not contented with touching him as he passed, she took him gently by the hand,